Vacuum machine. Can you see me well?
Back in the saddle again. It says waiting.
What's waiting?
Oh, okay. Now I got you. I can't see you on Skype, but I see you, and we are not lagging because you're in 19 by 20 aspect ratio, like normal fucking people.
Hey. Oh my god.
All right, let me reload Twitch again.
Yeah, we are.
All right,
we are good to go. We fixed it. Yes.
So I think I am the only person, including his family, who's happy that was Jake Paul beat up Tyron Woodley.
Jake Paul took some shots though too.
Yeah, but he won, dude. That guy was a UFC champion.
I don't know how Tyron Woodley didn't beat his ass.
Defended his title 4 times. I mean, the guy's career is over. That's just what it is. His career is fucking over.
Well, yeah, you're fighting Jake Paul, yes.
Floyd trained him. Woodley, that is.
Oh, really?
Like, dude, how did you lose? It's like he's not a bad striker either. Like, I'm pretty sure he's a wrestler.
He's a great striker.
Like, dude, as a former champion, like, you gotta be able to strike to be a champion, defending a title 4 times. Like, his career is just taking such a dive.
Such a nosedive.
In UFC, and Dana White's probably like, yo, bro, don't
come back. Like, just don't come back.
Who are you?
Yeah, he's like...
Change the name to Tyrone Woodson, then we'll talk. Because Tyron Woodley is not marketable.
Not one bit. That's a shame. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast. A little bit of a what is it, our third pre-show of the night?
Yeah.
It's we'll get it back there. We haven't done this in a very long time. Technical difficulty, so we had some stuff to catch up with. Hopefully, DK Murphy joins us tonight as we talk about a lot of things that I know nothing about, like AEW's All Out match card, because I have no clue who's on the card besides one match.
I also forget who's on the card. I know it's a good one though.
I feel like it is a good one.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna watch it on Tuesday probably.
You're not gonna go to Kay's party?
No, I'm away this weekend.
That's right. Where are you going now?
Poughkeepsie.
You're going to Poughkeepsie?
Yeah, upstate New York.
Cute.
Adorable.
Very.
I mean, upstate's nice.
That's true.
A few hiking trails, a little Mira brewery tour.
Yeah.
We were gonna go to Burlington, Vermont, but it was far and a little expensive.
Yeah, because it's freaking Vermont.
Yeah, it's up by Lake Champlain. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, and I think gas is like $3.50 here in Jersey. So I was like, I'm not paying for a full tank of gas.
Yeah, gas is getting pretty crazy. It's under like there's only one gas station I know around me now that's under $3. It's like $2.95.
Oh please, yeah, it's $3.16 here in Hoboken.
Yeah, and I got a I have to go to.
Yeah, that's down in Jersey City. I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, and I got to go to Pennsylvania next weekend too, so I got to get while the getting's good.
304. Jesus, well that's New York City. New York City is 410. Jesus.
New York City's 410.
Well, that's 'cause it's New York City.
Well, yeah.
Everything's overpriced for no reason.
Yeah,
right, I haven't heard from K Murphy, but how's the new place, bruh?
It's getting there. You know, I learned how to put together my computer desk, which is kind of a pain in the ass. It's half of it is tempered glass.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, but I put it together. I learned because, like, I mean, you were there when I moved it. It was so freaking tiring moving in. There's an AC now. The AC works wonderfully. I put it in myself.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
it's actually in the living room because actually the output of it kind of banks into my bedroom. So as long as I kind of leave like the bedroom open, I get some of the cold air, and plus I bought a tower fan.
There you go. Yeah, you should have a box fan, put it in the window.
Ooh, that would have worked. Hey, there it is. Thank you, Mr. Fretz, for letting us know that it actually works. Yes, so we're all good. We're all good on this end, Mr. Fretz. And actually, like it's panning out. It looks well. It looks kind of genius. Like it looks like we know what we're doing. That we're not lagging. We're not in the 90s anymore, Fretz.
Yeah, fuck you, Fred. All right, just real quick.
The only one that remembers the 90s.
I don't remember the 90s.
Because you were born
all,
in the
actually.
90s.
I was born in 95, and I don't remember anything about the 90s.
You know what you should do? You need to watch, did you ever see the OJ Made in America documentary?
No, honestly, I wasn't interested.
You need to. It's brilliant.
I've heard. Everyone told me it is.
It is absolutely brilliant. I know you're not into like crime and murders and trials and stuff. This is amazing.
I don't know. I fuck. We were talking about My Cousin Vinny earlier. I fuck with the
Sure.
good crime story.
This is one of those. I'll spoiler alert. OJ did it, and there's no.
Yeah, duh. That's the reason I want to watch it. I know how he got off.
No. You don't understand the length to which they made sure that he got. Like it is. Well,
Don't quit. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
That wasn't even that. That was just icing on the cake. They also have some of the jurors from the case on there too, and they speak about what the choices that they made.
I just wanted someone to be like, "Listen, Rodney King didn't get justice, so this is less getting on back for him." Honestly, if someone said that, I'd be like, "Yeah, we all know that." Thanks for admitting it. It's okay.
Yeah, it is, but like the semantics of the trial and everything surrounding that as I eat some leftover guac. It was like the OJ Made in America, the doc. It's a 5-parter, but it's brilliant. It gets into the psyche of OJ.
I think it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's on ESPN Plus if you have ESPN Plus.
It's like because OJ was a football player. Everyone forgets that.
He was Heisman Trophy winner.
Was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah,
okay,
the juice is loose. The juice is loose is a real song.
That's the People versus OJ Simpson.
No, that was like a mini series actually.
OJ.
Wow, Mr. Fretz is showing his age because my 6th grade had a bet on if OJ was innocent or not. We also did a pool on who shot Mr. Burns. Although who shot Mr. Burns is very compelling.
Everyone, here's the thing, like when that happened, that was because the first one was end of season 6, and then part 2 was end of beginning of season 7.
Yeah.
So they had like a whole summer of betting lines. It was a national story of who shot Mr. Burns, and people going back, watching the tape frame by frame, analyzing it, just for it to be the fucking baby. Like, that is disappointing as a big Simpsons fan, but you know, who else could it have been?
Yeah, it had to be Maggie. Techno Super Bowl.
So it's O.J. Simpson Made in America is not on Netflix. It's on ESPN.
It's on ESPN.
I do have ESPN.
You should. The first one's pretty good. So there was I think it was like the 70s or something when OJ was in college at USC, and so he's at USC. He's a black football player. For a while, USC was also known as like Tailback U. And so at the time, I think it was like I don't know what conflict that was going on. Military people don't get mad at me. I want to say it was like Vietnam or something like that. In the
it's a 30 for 30.
It's a 30 for 30, but a 5-parter. So not really a 30 for 30, but it's kind of in the same line. So OJ, so there was a lot of people who were like against the war, like the Vietnam or conflict that I think they updated it to now in modern days. And there was a lot of prominent black athletes like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and a couple other black athletes who, I think Bill Russell at the time, who made a public thing about like not being for this war, Muhammad Ali, blah, blah, blah. OJ was probably the most prominent African-American college athlete of the time. And this apparently was a real quote because I thought this was just a Jay-Z line, but it was apparently a real quote. A reporter said, "Is OJ going to like stand with the other black athletes and go up against the war?" And you know what his response was?
I am black athletes.
No, he said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, OJ? I respect that. I respect the shit out of that.
I remember I was telling my dad about this. He goes, "Yep, that's the time he lost his card."
What if he was just like, "I'm not black, I'm orange." I'm a juice motherfucker. Squeeze me out. Don't open this bitch.
All right, is there any word on Care? We're gonna start without them.
No, I have not heard a damn word. Actually, hang on, I haven't checked. 10. I have to finish his feedback. And she said that like twice 15 minutes ago, but this was... Yeah, fuck, let's just start. I'm tired.
All right, are you ready to record and everything?
Yeah, okay, let me hop in an audition real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I am rolling. Let's fade this shit to black.
Yeah, we're gonna fade the black because
No, I'm sorry. Let's fade this shit to OJ.
We're gonna fade the black because all the other screens I have to fix as well, and I'm not really in the mood to do that, so we're just gonna fade the black. All right?
Yeah.
Fade the black. We'll be back in a bit. Hit me with that music when you're ready. That is the one, but I don't think anybody can hear me on this. Oh, yes, I can. They just can't hear the audio right now, but here we go. I can't hear your music. Anyhow. Coming up, folks, on Kings of the Rings podcast. Guess what, folks? After a 2-week hiatus, the King has returned to his throne, and he has a lot to talk about with SummerSlam coming up. And plus, AEW has an all-out show that we have to preview somehow with or without K being around. Willie T probably has some hot takes on something that I have totally neglected. And oh yeah, NXT is getting a revamp? I don't know how you all feel about that, but we are going to talk about all that and more as Royalty returns live on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. It's Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 264, and it starts right now. Very aggressive. God, I really hate moving.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've done it every year for the past 3 years, if not more.
God, I really hate moving. I hate Optimum right now at this point too. It's just been a really hot, aggressive, really crappy 2 weeks, but I'm back now. What's going on, everybody? King Ricky Rose is back. Kings of the Rings podcast is also back live. We fucked up a lot this summer, but you know you gotta lose to win a little bit. But we are back right now. Kings of the Ring podcast live, exclusively a part of Wrestle Addict Radio. Of course, I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. Willie T, how was it holding down before without me?
Honestly, dude, it was just like old times. Me and K Murphy was kicking it old school. We played different music, no ads. We did the outro I always wanted to do.
Of course.
It's been a great time, dude. But definitely good to have you back. Cause like me and K Murphy were like, what are we gonna talk about? And I was always like, well, we have SummerSlam. It's here. Here's a list of things. 5 minutes, we're good to go. And you know what? It worked just great. K Murphy will be joining us in a few minutes. I believe they are on the clock.
Still, yeah, they're working.
Ready to clock out. I mean, God bless them, man. 9:30 and at night, and in this cut economy, please forget about it.
Goodness. So yeah,
Ricky, without them here, I mean, we can have bro talk.
We can have bro talk. Before we do that, I do want to talk about some stuff that we were supposed to do on a live stream that we totally screwed up. So the last time that we actually had a live stream was like almost 4 weeks ago when Money in the Bank was going on. It was going to be our annual Money from the Marks award show, and we had a giant surprise for you, and it was Super Canadian fan, our original super fan, the Queen, Danny Nolan, because there is only one Queen, and Danny Nolan did join us, and that's when everything went to shit, apparently. Nothing on Danny's end. All on our streaming end. This was going to be a big stream, had everybody excited for it. We did do a show. It is logged up in our library. It's just an audio version of a show. But the big thing that happened on the show, besides the return of the Queen Danny Nolan, was also the fact that Queen Danny Nolan is the second member of the Kings of the Rings Podcast Hall of Fame. So I did want to announce that publicly now that we're on a live stream. So congratulations to Danny again as our second Hall of Famer.
What a logo.
Yeah, right? What a logo. So Danny's going to be getting that obviously on a shirt and the canvas thing. If you want to listen to how that show went, which I actually really enjoyed that show, you can listen back to episode 259 or some shit like that. So,
I think 258 or 257.
250, some oddball number.
This is what, 264? 4. It's right in front of me.
Yeah, so I did want to acknowledge that. But yeah, we can have bro talk. That's the only thing I really wanted to talk about. To be honest with you, that we had Danny as our Hall of Famer, as our second Hall of Famer.
Well, you've been gone. You've been gone a few weeks. A lot has happened in the past few weeks. So
I have some stuff. Don't worry. We're gonna get to Mr. Charles, Mr. Chick Magnet. But I do have some thoughts. You guys probably already talked about this last week. I have some thoughts on the biggest party of SummerSlam. Number one, kind of upset I didn't pull the trigger and go because Allegiant Stadium looked awesome.
it did look awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew Zarian's had a lot of fun. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it looked awesome. It looked like I loved the setup was basic, but it worked. It reminded me. You remember like WrestleMania like 6-ish, where it's just like the entrance and like the curved ramp.
No, I said it last week. It was like they didn't do a full stadium.
Well, no, they did a fair amount of it though.
They could have probably fit 80,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah.
So they didn't do a full stadium. They didn't do a full stage, and they didn't do pyro. Now they didn't do pyro to find out later because Vegas wouldn't let them.
Yeah.
The stadium wouldn't let them, I think, for fire reasons or whatever. But
they probably haven't tested fully out their ventilations either.
I liked that, to be honest, because listen, you don't want this to be at the same level as WrestleMania because you make WrestleMania less special.
Correct.
Right? So this had a big feel, but it didn't compete with WrestleMania, which I think is a good thing. It still felt huge.
It felt like the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah, the presentation I thought was phenomenal. I loved the ramp. I thought all of it. I thought the whole presentation of it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. I finally got to see it, and then I got cable and internet, thank the Lord. And it's an interesting show. Like it's a solid show. There was things that were spectacular, things that weren't spectacular, and things that were holy shit, that was amazing. The first one being this match, totally fantastic. It's almost like they had never wrestled before, even though they actually did. But no one remembers that, and you don't need to remember that.
No mercy, fuck you, I remember.
Because the only match you need to remember is this one. This match was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Cena and Reigns lived up to the main event hype. It was perfect. It was a damn good match. Didn't like the spear finish was kind of but whatever. It is what it is. But the false finish is Roman Reigns being the second person in history to kick out of a Super AA. The first one being AJ Styles at SummerSlam. But it was good. It was great, and it is perfect storytelling with Roman, who gets over Cena. Obviously, because Cena never really wins at SummerSlam to begin with. And then, of course, the final boss of final bosses.
Oh, no, he's not the final boss, dude. So, Brock Lesnar coming back makes me think The Rock is doing Mania.
Okay, but at this point in time, this could be the final boss of final bosses, which is great. I loved everything about this moment. I love Brock's new haircut. Brock is more menacing in jeans and a wife beater than he's ever been in ring gear.
He looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Like Michael Cole going, look at the size of him. it's like Michael Cole didn't expect him to actually be that big, and he probably saw him in the back. He looks like a murderer.
Yes, he looks terrifying.
Looks like he killed OJ's wife.
The best was, and the MVP of SummerSlam is Pat McAfee. I will tell you that right now.
Oh, him dancing with Shinsuke?
No, this call of when Brock's music hit, Pat McAfee lost it. Pat McAfee began a fanboy. He literally called Brock Lesnar the alpha male of the species.
You know what, dude? That's not too far from the truth.
And I love this moment. I don't know if Brock's phased or not, but it's one of those things. When you look back at it, the one person Roman can never get over is Brock. Brock has always beaten him to the punch almost every which way. They had like a couple of Mania main events, and it's always been Brock on top. Or that one time Seth Rollins kind of did the thing for him. So this is a natural progression to what should be next for Roman.
I think Roman's beaten Brock, once.
Maybe? Maybe, but at this point, this is a better version of Roman to face Brock Lesnar. Like, it just makes more sense to me now.
It's a shame it's gonna be in Saudi Arabia, but yeah.
Yeah. The best part about this is Paul Heyman sold this. Like, oh no. Paul Heyman sold it like he just got caught cheating on his husband or wife. What do you
Yeah.
like?
I'm looking up to see if Roman beat him. It continued into SmackDown. Did you watch SmackDown from last week?
I haven't Hulu SmackDown yet.
Like it's pretty great. Where Reigns is just I don't know, Paul is just like really scared. Like, Caleb Braxton interviews him outside of Reigns' locker room and the door's locked. And Paul's like, oh my god, like he's like jerking the handle like really hard, like, why is it locked? Like, oh my god, I'm fucked. And then at the commercial break, he's still out there, and Caleb Braxton's still there, like holding the mic up to his face. And Paul's just like, "What? What, ho? What?" I'm not gonna lie, dude. Paul Heyman he makes everything better. And the Usos come out of the door room, and they're shitting on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Then eventually Roman comes, so he's like, acting like Brock never showed up. And then before they go for the main event, Roman's just like, "Paul, you're part of the family too. I love you." And Paul has a smile on his face. So it's gonna be very, very interesting personally.
Can we have a Paul Heyman on a pole match or something? Like, this is what I feel like it's gonna be.
In a shark cage?
Yeah, Paul.
I think Paul's too fat for a pole.
Yeah, shark cage will work better.
I think Paul turns on Brock. Gives him a low blow.
Just like he turned on Punk?
Yeah. Okay, so Roman Reigns defeated it says broke, but it's supposed to say Brock at SummerSlam in 2018 after losing 3 consecutive times.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Fretz who got that. Thanks, Mr. Fretz. Yeah, but like SummerSlam was Brock, but
this website also has Brock, Roman Reigns being a woman. She then won the Universal title.
Yeah, so not the most legit of sources, but I loved everything about this. I heard Brock's contract is pretty fat, as always.
Yeah, dude, they probably gave him how much money you want.
Yeah.
I honestly, Brock has no interest in going to AEW. He doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's getting all the money that he wants here. He's fine.
Yeah, he's getting the money and notoriety in WWE.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm pumped for this. I can't wait.
Now for the thing that I almost turned off SummerSlam for.
Yep, here it comes.
Becky,
Dude.
Bianca, Carmella, Sasha in the segment that I'll call.
Hang on, let Kay Murphy into the Skype call.
Oh, Kay's about to come in the segment that I like to call White Savior Complex. Because I was, what a giant crock of shit this was.
I do have some backstory on this from the podcast.
I would hope so. But can I speak my truth?
But, and I'll let you know what really happened.
Yeah, so I know there was an issue with Sasha, and they're undisclosing the reason that Sasha couldn't compete. And they weren't disclosing. There were some issues with Sasha and Bianca both missing a couple of live events. I don't know, but I mean, at this point, we still don't know what Sasha's ailment is, if there even is an ailment. I have a horrible theory that she's pregnant. It's not horrible that she's pregnant, but like
she's not. That's not at all what happens. But continue.
But you have Bianca face Carmella. Bianca's your star. Bianca's your rising star from this year. She's gotten all the notoriety, all the accolades, put on one of the best damn main events in WrestleMania history. Won the ESPY. You have been shopping Bianca out all over the place, right? Like, she's your next big female star after the Four Horsewomen at this point. There's no one else bigger than Bianca. It goes Four Horsewomen, then Bianca. Sasha can't compete for some seasons. Kind of weird. They kind of did a giant bait and switch. They did this whole promo thing for a long, long time, even up to the end. And then you say Sasha can't compete, and you bring out Carmella. Okay, whatever.
That's what pissed me off, man. That fact that they played the fucking video package. That was such a good package with the Cardi B music and everything.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Amazing. I was ready. And I ate an edible. And I was ready. And then I was like, what the fuck? And they could have done it so much better if they didn't bring Carmella out and Becky's music hit instead. And they had a 5-7 match. Like,
and so.
Still bad, but damage control.
So you Carmella, this makes Carmella look fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. Becky
makes Bianca look like a moron.
Makes Bianca like a moron. Becky comes in with what did Michael call it, the manhandle slam? Love the name, by the way.
Fantastic.
Fantastic secondary finisher.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, manhandle slam, rock bottom, whatever. But this is horrible. Becky, this return was more suited for a Charlotte match. Last time I remember, Becky was a Raw superstar. Yeah. And I get they want to have all their stars on Fox because SmackDown's the A show, but you got to have somebody to feed to Charlotte. And if you really think about it, what were the fans chanting all the time during Charlotte's promos? Becky, Becky, Becky.
We want Becky.
We want Becky. So why are you doing this to Bianca? Have her beat Carmella. Have Carmella and Bianca put on a match, whatever. But leave Becky Lynch far away from your future star. It really blew my mind, and it pissed me off. Like, you're gonna do this to your star? Like, your SmackDown star. Whatever's happening with Sasha, you can fix it. Whatever. But don't put Becky in that place. Put Becky in a place that was probably more needed, because the Raw Women's Division is still kind of lacking. Although Nia kind of shoot punching Charlotte was fucking great. If you watch
I still have to watch it.
Yeah, it's.
I played Saints Row 2 instead of watching Raw.
It happens. I get it. Is Kay in yet?
No, I mean, did you add them to the Skype call? No, they are added to the Skype call. Okay, they're in here. Let's see. Did they add a message? I can't see.
No, Kay's not on the call yet.
You added the. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
So while we figure that out, I'll tell you what
do you know about the Sasha thing?
It's ridiculous. So, Andrew Zarian is probably the number one source of wrestling news
right now,
and he's definitely the most mainstream. But tied for number one, if there is such a thing, is the Dirty Sheets. He does a lot of stuff with Vince Russo. Yeah. His name is Billy Body. He's in the UK. I've listened to him for years. His news has always been accurate. He's a guy who's get betting tips from. So this is from him. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. So they have very strict COVID restrictions at WWE.
Sure.
Does. They do not have a vaccine mandate, but Sasha does not have COVID. She's not pregnant, but she is not vaccinated.
Okay.
And she broke the protocol. So if you're not vaccinated, you cannot leave the hotel room. You can't go get food. You can't go to bars. You can't go to house parties. You can't see your friends. You can't see your family. You can't do fucking anything.
While you're on the road, essentially.
While you're on the road. And Sasha broke that rule.
So she got caught out past.
She got caught. I think she got caught with a Kalisto or something. So she broke that rule.
With or without the mask.
I don't know. but either way, she broke that rule. So that's why she was pulled from Bianca. And I'm pretty sure Bianca is vaccinated. Now, Sasha is not the only person who isn't vaccinated. Apparently, like a third of the roster is not vaccinated.
I'm not surprised by that.
And WWE hasn't mandated it, which honestly shocks me. I would not be opposed to a WWE vaccine mandate because they're touring the fucking country.
Yeah, they're going all over the place. Like, you need to have some sort of protection.
Yeah, vaccines work. Shocker. But Sasha just doesn't want to get it, which I understand. That's her right. But these WWE restrictions, I think, are fucking crazy. You can't leave your hotel room. You can't do anything. And this is how they treat her. They pull her off the card. They just do her dirty like this. Like, she's probably if she tested negative, she's fine. She's fucking fine. Let her do the match. Because no one wins from this. It's petty, if anything.
Nobody won in this. Becky didn't even look good in this.
Well, here's the thing with Becky. So Becky isn't a face or a heel.
She's not.
This is also from Billy Body. She's Conor McGregor.
Gotcha.
So her line was, "I want to apologize to absolutely no one." That's a
McGregor line.
When he won the 2 belts, he's like, "I apologize for absolutely nothing."
Yeah, that was McGregor when he won in MSG.
So she's not a face, she's not a heel, she's Becky, which honestly isn't a bad thing to me. Let her do her. She doesn't need a strict guideline.
Yeah, that's what. Remember when they tried to do that with Roman? Not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy.
The guy, exactly. Like she's forever over. They're gonna cheer her. She could take a shit in the middle of the ring, and they'll
greatest
cheer
shit of all time.
Right? So I don't think Becky's not hurt by this. I don't blame Becky at all. Like,
she's put in a shit situation.
But I don't think she looks bad. I don't think there's anything WWE could do to make her look bad unless she loses the belt to Aaliyah. Like, that's like the only thing that can make her look bad.
Everybody else just looked piss poor with this. Like, I understand Sasha. Like, here's the thing. I can understand you want to have Sasha or whoever unvaccinated people not leave the hotel, but not leave your room. That's a little bit much.
There's, like, you can't order out food. How are you supposed to eat then? You have someone get it for you?
Someone gonna do your tab for you? Like,
you can't get Uber Eats? Like, I don't know if that's the thing, but their COVID rules are absurd. Absolutely.
Do you think they're trying to do is try to kind of force people to do the vaccine?
Yes, exactly.
Instead of just come out with a mandate being like, you must be vaccinated or else. Like,
yes.
Like every other company who's said that pretty.
Because honestly, dude, if they've mandated vaccines, I bet a lot of people just ask for their release.
Yeah.
Which I listen, I get it. If you don't want to get the vaccine, I think you're a fool, but I get it. I think you should get the vaccine. Like, they've been proven to work, scientific proven to work. But if you're still hesitant, if you don't want it, if you think you don't need it, if you're young and healthy and work out and do all this shit, I get it. I'm not going to shit on you.
Oh, maybe I read it.
You should get the,
maybe I added the wrong K. Sorry.
No, they do have a newest Skype
That's
account.
right. That's the issue.
But for fuck's sake, like, Sasha's wrong, WWE's wrong, and it's just a ridiculous situation.
It's horrible because next to Charlotte, Sasha and Bianca, this could have been a triple main event. You have Sasha, Bianca. Like, this is a main event match for the women. This is the best match on the card for the women. Triple Threat wasn't it. Triple Threat tried their hardest, but this was the premier match for women's wrestling on SummerSlam, and it shit the brick. And you squash your biggest star. You squash your biggest star outside the 4 horsewomen. Horse shit. No pun fucking intended. You know. But let's move along because it's just.
It really is.
It upsets me to no end because this should have been. All right, just coming off of WrestleMania, Bianca Sasha 2 could have main evented any car.
It's not even that, dude, Ricky. It was in show stealer position.
Yeah. It was right there. Yeah.
Well, why not make this a second match? Like, instead of having Alexa and Eva Marie in the number 2 hole, throw this bullshit in the 2 hole.
Yeah. Oh my god. What a way to ruin Show Stealer. Speaking of what should have been in Show Stealer, this match was amazing. Edge versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, Brood Edge, baby.
Brood Edge. They gave him the Brood Edge.
I'm going to talk my AC because I'm cold, but Ricky, please go off of this match. Brood Edge, I want to hear
Brood Edge was amazing. I remember, I had just went into my kitchen. As I'm almost dropping stuff here. I almost went into my kitchen to, like, either get more food or get something to drink, and I heard, do. And I was like, no way. And then he saw the ring of fire, and he just rises up from the fire. I was like, it's fucking Brood Edge. What an amazing visual. He's the only one that got a special entrance, which damn well he deserves.
And like, I didn't watch the SmackDown before.
But they gave him a bloodbath, I think.
SummerSlam. They got the Brood
bath. He got,
which was just like, I mean, honestly, it worked for the story, and He did Beth's finisher. He did the execution. He did the crippled crossface.
He did the education.
Execution.
No, execution's the hanging DDT. The education is like the backward sharpshooter.
Right. Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
It was
He pulled out all, he
what it was. Great
pulled out all
match.
the stops. I could see Seven Eds wrestle forever. It was great. Probably one of my favorite matches outside of the main event on the card. And my funniest moment on the card, I could laugh at this all day. I don't know why this is fucking hysterical to me, but this is so fucking funny.
Oh,
this
getting
is
Gage, getting manhandled.
Fucking
Oh, we have a wild K Murphy amongst
Is Kay
us.
here finally?
I've been here, but y'all have been talking, and I didn't want to interrupt
Say
you.
what?
No,
Interrupt us.
That's, Ricky, get them in the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if like y'all were doing a Ricky and Will segment, and I was coming in later, so I was just here.
Yeah, hold on.
But hello.
Hi, Kay. You should have said something.
No, I've been here for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to bring K Murphy, and if you're listening on the recording, well, go fuck yourself, I guess. I'm just kidding. I love all of you.
I love some of you, maybe. I don't fucking know. Hold on. Keep talking, Kay. We're gonna bring you in a second.
So what are y'all talking about, SummerSlam?
We were talking. Dude, oh, you gotta. Are you sharing the screen with me or not? Probably not.
I don't see, and all I see is Will.
Okay.
So I
Ricky,
literally,
we don't see your screen.
Oh.
I don't
we're
see anything that's going on with this episode. I literally just got out of work and
Well,
here I am.
you
So this
missed me.
episode
You
is
missed
live.
me. You just missed me, bitch, about the White Savior Complex segment of the show.
I wanted to hear that rant. I'll hear tomorrow. But man.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Because you specifically texted me about it.
I did.
You did.
I did. I was like,
missed-
"Hi, I'm Ricky, and I am pissed. I am pissed." There's Kay. There you are.
Here I am. Hello, everybody.
And I was just talking about how
once
funny.
again, there's a
I
boy-
was talking about how funny Gage Goldberg getting worked was at SummerSlam.
Oh my fucking God. I am salty about the mistreatment of the Goldberg family.
I am not. I think it's funny as fuck.
I mean, I just don't care about Gage. He's just there so he can say he's on TV and get laid in high school.
I don't like
that's-
him.
That's it.
Well, I mean, do you remember when he was the chubby child?
Yeah, hilarious. The best meme though, I was just like, he dabbed like on the top rope. He had this coming. I was like, yeah,
He
you're
did.
right.
He did dab on the top
You're
rope.
right.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh my god. If I was his friend in high school, I would put this all over the place. I would just wreck it. I would totally just mess with him. Hey, remember that time you got in the ring with a professional MMA fighter, and you thought jumping on his back would help?
And you're 15, he weighs double your weight at least, and he's all sweaty.
Yeah. Ugh. My God. Yeah.
Fight that shirt out.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
I love how MVP was like, there was no way for us to know that was Goldberg's child. We're gonna go.
I mean, he's not
He's
wrong.
not. He's.
Hey, friends.
What's up?
A gummy worm has entered the chat.
All right. Let's move on. I mean, that's all we got from SummerSlam. Oh yes. Also, I was very happy Damian Priest had a good match as well. Him and Sheamus worked well. His triple threat on Monday was fucking fantastic.
What happened on Monday?
It was Damian, Sheamus, and Drew triple threat for the U.S. title.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a meat slapping.
It was a meat slapping match. Welcome back, Kay.
They're doing Damian Priest right. I mean, for NXT call-ups, we've shown NXT call-ups a lot, but Damian Priest didn't do much. He did a whole thing with Bad
He was
Bunny.
Bad Bunny's
didn't do much,
backup
but-
for a while.
Yeah, in the past month or so, 6 weeks or 8 weeks, they've been doing him really, really well.
They've been, as I think they realized that he can actually speak English. I mean, he's like the Scottie Pippen of wrestling right now.
That's so true. He has too many poses. That's my one.
You don't
thing.
like the archery pose?
It's the archery pose. It's like the walking down like Scott Hall, the whole like woo thing. It's the dancing thing with the flailing, and it's too much all.
What do you
at
think of
once.
Xavier Woods coming out as Scott Hall, as like Black Scott Hall?
I mean that segment needs to burn in hell.
It would have been better if they had the whole New Day come out and like mic check them.
But him as Scott Hall, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, his Scott Hall cosplay was great.
Yeah, the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it was Wolfpack Scott Hall. I mean, I love all the New Day gear. When the New Day were Power Rangers for like the last 6 or so months, so they're pretty dope. But I'm really happy for Damian Priest and Punishment Martinez. Hopefully, he brings some light to the U.S. title scene. Also, I do want to give props to Sheamus. No one really gives props to how good of a worker Sheamus is. Like,
he's very underrated.
He's very underrated.
Like when he goes in the Hall of Fame, people will be like, "Oh yeah, he did have a really good career." He won a lot of titles.
Yeah, he won a lot of titles. He's also, whenever they need him in a big match to make somebody look good, he does the job. Remember the street fight between him and Big E on SmackDown?
Yeah,
great match.
You see him in the the WrestleMania 24.
I haven't watched the Mania 24 yet.
It's excellent. I was like, Sheamus looks like such a nice guy.
Well, Kay wouldn't know.
He is really nice.
Yeah, you did meet him in the mall, right?
I met him at Nordstrom in Roosevelt Field Mall.
It's so weird that you mentioned that Sheamus at a Nordstrom is just like really weird.
It was really weird because like that's not a store I typically go in either.
Yeah.
But my friend wanted to buy her boyfriend a scarf.
Ew.
Yeah, so we went to Nordstrom and I was miserable, and then I saw Sheamus. I'm like, okay.
You saw a white light at the end of the tunnel.
I did.
Oh my God, it's Sheamus O'Shaughnessy.
What's fucked up is he had a hat on that was covering his hair, but I saw a little bit of the mohawk peeking out of the hat, and then I saw a shamrock on the corner of the hat, and I go, wait a moment.
He's wearing a shamrock in his hat.
It was like small. It's like that black like flat cap that I wear a lot, but on like the corner by the ear, there's a little bitty shamrock. So it was like subtle.
Of course. Props to Sheamus. All right, we're not even. Are we gonna do commercial break? No, we're not. Okay, here's your moment. You came back right in time. Because I did watch this finally. I do have some comments about that. I'm not here to break your heart, okay? Because I thought it was good. It was a great moment.
But I mean, you're here to break my heart.
I'm not here to break your heart. I'm not here to break it. The only petty thing I could say was like that speech was made not to fail. They did it in freaking Chicago. Like, they weren't stupid. Like, you're not going to have CM Punk in, like, Nova Scotia do the same reveal.
Corpus Christi, Texas, baby.
Could you imagine if CM Punk returned to some, like, bullshit town?
Yeah, right.
In Twain.
You know.
Your place. Look it up.
You know. But it was good. It was passionate. CM Punk has always been one of the best talkers in wrestling, hands down, bar none. I'm interested to see what he does. I did like him calling out Darby and Grandpa Sting, and they just happen to be like up in the rafters, like how WCW.
Were either of you watching Dynamite today while you were talking?
No, we were trying to fix the stream.
Okay, so I was working until like literally now, and I remembered at 8:10 that I had to put Dynamite on. So I came in at the perfect time because CM Punk came on the television. So CM Punk, Grandpa Sting, Darby Allin, and I don't remember who else was in the ring. There were a bunch of other people, but CM Punk hit the GTS and I jumped out of my fucking chair.
I'm not surprised. I mean, CM Punk looks like he's in good shape. And
Grandpa Sting also spoke to CM Punk and is excited that he's here.
Oh, good job, Grandpa. There's always going to be the wonder of, like, to me at least, I'm just like, but he, like, I get he was frustrated. He left the wrong way and left don't everize anything. He left for 7 years. You always going to wonder what it would have been if he stuck around for 7 years. But, like, his reasoning seems legit. You know, he didn't like where he was, and so he left. I mean, he went about it the wrong way, obviously. But the 7 years is going to be a giant what if in his career. But I'm interested to see if he still has it.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
he has.
see.
I
mean,
can't wait.
My main takeaway from his promo is it's like, okay, I forgive you. I get it. No harm, no
But
foul.
now you got to show
Let's
up.
do it. But that too. But also, his whole thing was, I left wrestling in 2005 and I came back in 2021.
Oh, a little shade to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's shade WWE, but it's also true.
It is true.
WWE does not consider themselves a wrestling.
No, they're sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
They've been like that since the mid '90s, I believe, since the steroid trial.
It's not necessarily shade. It's just it's accurate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very interesting the contrast because AEW is a wrestling company. It's wrestling.
Yes.
WWE is an entertainment variety show that happens to be about wrestling.
Wrestling as the as your kind of your centerpiece.
It's the common denominator of your program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how it's gonna be. Like I said, I thought it was a well received thing. I mean, he obviously got a pop like no one's business because it was in fucking Chicago. He knows.
My God, that crazy ass pop.
He knows some independent people.
I watch it like, every day.
It's probably how you start your day.
I do watch it usually during work.
It's interesting that it happened like for a show because it's on Rampage. I mean, they sold out a show that was only an hour and an hour maybe, if that. You know, it makes me wonder: should they expand Rampage to 2 hours? And then you have them from what 10 to 12? Like,
No.
Please
Perfect.
no, please
Perfect.
no. I was just like, I don't have to watch Rampage this week. It's just an hour, and I don't care.
But now,
great.
do you
Like-
do some kind of funky stuff, or like do you tape Rampage on the same do you do Rampage before you do a Dynamite? Like you tape it?
I think it's live.
No, but moving forward, obviously you do a CM Punk reveal live. But moving forward, would you tape it like WWE would do a main event or something like that? Because
No. I mean, because
it's weird. Sorry, Will, go ahead.
It continues storylines that's happening on Dynamite.
Yeah, but for a 1 hour televised show, don't you think they may need more unless they're doing stuff?
No, I don't.
Unless they're doing stuff that's not being televised, like they're doing maybe an hour of dark matches. You know what I mean?
They probably filmed some AEW Dark or the other one I don't
Dark
know the name of.
Elevation.
Elevation. They probably do Dark Elevation before.
That's what I'm assuming.
That makes the most.
That would make the most sense.
Before Rampage.
Because would you go to a 1 hour wrestling event?
No.
Yes.
That's what I mean. So they have to be doing something else to fill. It's got to be at least 2 hours to fill. For the live audience, not for the TV audience. You can do an hour for the TV audience. Fuck them. But for the live audience, there has to be another hour of something going on. You know, you can't be like, oh, we're gonna start in once 11 o'clock, and we're done, folks. See you later. All about it for an hour, but we'll see. But CM Punk is back. He looks happy. He looks relatively healthy. Well, let's hope it doesn't end up like his MMA career.
Y'all,
Which
I cannot wait to eat ice cream and bars on
I'm
Sunday.
waiting for somebody to bring up CM Punk's MMA career.
He actually he brought it up already himself.
Oh, he did?
Okay, so I am chugging the CM Punk Kool-Aid.
Wow, really? Dude.
Didn't see that coming.
I was fucking right, okay? Let me have it. So he's been on a fuck ton of podcasts lately. He was on Lars Fredrickson from Rancid's podcast. He was on Renee Paquette. I don't remember. I think he said on Renee's podcast. But they were talking about his MMA career and people saying that he failed. And he said, he's like, yeah, but I did it. He's like, I don't care that I failed. He's like, I still did it. Which I think is a nice attitude to have on it.
I guess, but he still had no business being there.
He had no business being in those rings.
He sucked. I will.
He was
lie.
signed.
He
He
sucked.
was signed off a name.
It's like CM Punk. It's like, yeah, you did it, but you shouldn't be proud of it. Like, what do you mean?
He's not proud of like his performance. He's just proud of the fact that he got up and was able to do it.
He only
Even if
he
didn't
only
do
was
it well,
able to
he
do
was
because his
still
name was
good.
CM Punk, and Dana White said this guy can make me some money. It's not the really.
But
He was kind of cored out. You're like, oh, you're CM Punk. You want to never come on in.
But Dana White was also smart enough to put him with a nobody.
Yeah, and it still looked bad.
Yeah, and where's Mickey Gall's career gone? Let me tell you, nowhere.
I never heard of Mickey Gall after that.
Exactly.
Match. And like, I don't know MMA that well, but like, I know who some people are.
I think he had another fight and he won, and then he lost after that, and then he never heard from him again.
Exactly. So CM Punk's back. We'll see how he does in his second life in wrestling, in pro wrestling. So speaking of second life in pro wrestling, NXT is apparently getting a completely overhauled logo change.
This is bullshit, man.
Which I kind of like the new logo. It's kind of funky. It's kind of.
I don't.
I hate
It's iffy. Wale's on the soundtrack apparently.
Ew.
What? Don't you ill Wale?
I haven't even heard the.
Ew.
Don't you ill Wale?
No, even that logo. Ew.
Okay, like, hold on. I need to pull it up so as a designer I can complain about it. Hold, please.
I don't know if this is the final logo, but it's something new. But it's supposed to be going under a revamp. And if I'm a wrestling fan.
Too many colors, man. Like
the colors, dude. The colors. I'm colorblind, kid. Name that commercial.
I didn't hear what you said.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And so when you're revamping a television show, I couldn't think
Oh,
of two better people to revamp a pro wrestling or sports entertainment television show than these young chaps and Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon. Because that is the rumor that is coming out, is that Will's favorite man, Bruce Pritchard, and everybody's favorite cynical grandpa, Vince McMahon, are going to be behind the big decisions regarding this brand new revamped NXT, or as Mr. Francis called it, NXT TakeOver Nickelodeon, which I do want to see one day, actually.
oh, that's outstanding.
So
Go ahead.
this logo's bad. Like it's so bad. I think they put too many colors in. Like they could have either stuck with a warm color palette or a cool color palette, but they did both.
Do we even know if this is the final logo?
No.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
I don't think it's the final. I think it's a transition logo.
But I love the nitty gritty grunge hardcore feel of NXT.
Yeah, I don't want this to be NXT. Like I love it.
We don't know what this new
and I love
NXT is
bright
gonna be
colors.
like
I don't
just
want
yet.
them together.
And Bruce Pritchard's the head guy at Raw, and Raw sucks.
Isn't he also the head guy of SmackDown?
I don't think so.
Was he supposed to be overlooking? That's why they get rid of Bischoff?
Maybe. I don't know who runs SmackDown. I'm pretty sure him and Vince do Raw though. And dude, Pritchard he's out of touch, dude. He's just as out of touch as Vince. Like he sucks. Pritchard sucks. His podcast sucks now too.
Oh, you're de facto from the Pritchard podcast.
I mean, he hasn't been good in years, but it's. I mean, I'm happy he's making money. I'm happy he's back in the business. Like, don't get me
He's
wrong.
been back for
I
a
still
while.
he has been back for a while.
Show.
I still like Bruce Pritchard as a podcast and all that jazz. Like he's still good, but he's just a shell of what I liked about him. He's not that same person anymore.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's good for him and his financial circumstance, but he's not a good producer for wrestling anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I mean, we're all kind of hitting the panic button because this news just broke today. I'm wondering how is Triple H's role changing in NXT? Like, what are they giving him the reins to, but Vince and Pritchard have to take over?
Talent relations.
Well,
I feel like he's going to become the Mark Carano of NXT.
Maybe.
Huh.
I mean...
Because I don't think they're trusting him creatively. Because...
Have you seen every takeover? I would trust him creatively.
I agree. NXT is the best thing WWE has had for years. They're about to ruin
They're most
it,
consistent.
And I'm concerned that they feel that they lost the Wednesday Night War And as a result, Trips failed because not only did they lose the Wednesday Night War, but the NXT talent is failing to get over on Raw and SmackDown.
You released half of the NXT talent. Every time you bring up an NXT talent, you revamp them anyways. Like you can't always repackage people.
Whose fault is it that they're shitty on the main roster? The two people we're looking at right now, Ricky and Kay. God damn it, guys! no, Bruce and Vince. Like they do a bad job with these guys because you know what? They don't know who the fuck they are.
So maybe
they don't know what they've done.
So let's spin it. Maybe this might be a more positive thing than that Vince is having his hands a little bit more in NXT. Because remember, the big thing for Vince was Vince doesn't watch NXT, correct? So Vince doesn't have an idea about who these fucking people are, but he calls up. He just goes by hearsay. When he sees them, like, well, we're gonna do this, and this, and doesn't know what the hell's been going on in NXT. So positive spin on this. You can take it for what it is. Maybe Vince having his hands on it and actually seeing the talent grow into something. Maybe like, all right, maybe we won't actually change anything about this because it actually works, and we're just going to bring you as is.
That's really positive.
It's an optimist. It's optimist way of thinking. It's just the other side of the coin.
I don't see it. I think NXT is going back to just developmental. It's going back to basics, if you will.
That's what the description I was reading online sounds. From what I'm hearing, they want NXT to be like quote unquote old NXT. So they want it to very much focus on the up and coming talent.
And that's what they were doing.
But I feel like it feels like it's gonna be like just like very like not good. This doesn't seem promising to me.
It doesn't seem promising. Like, why would you kill your best brand?
Yeah. Like, everything that's been working about NXT, they're getting rid of. Like, apparently the theme is going to be different again. The logo is different again. Like, they were saying the current logo is terrible. Like, I like
the skull and the wings in the middle is kind of a little bit much, but it still works.
I think it's fucking dope. But even the logo before that, I loved the old logo.
No, yeah, the logo before was fine.
I liked the black and gold brand, and now it's...
Mr. Fretz, don't put that onto Universe. Do not put Game Show era NXT out into Universe, Fretz.
I was thinking about that today.
No, we're not going back to
No,
that.
we're not going Game Show.
It's gonna be back like, you know, when Cesaro and the Wyatt family were down there.
Seth Rollins
was down there.
Roman.
And Roman was down there. It's gonna be like that. It's not because I mean honestly, there's no more indie darlings to come in and make it a hot brand anymore. They're gone.
Yeah.
They're either all signed or they're all in AEW.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I definitely keep the homegrown talent idea. Keep that because they signed a bunch of new people. Apparently, Usos have another brother.
The younger brother got signed.
Yeah.
I wonder if his big name should be DUI.
Oh, boo.
Oh no.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. I don't have high hopes, but if Bruce and Vince weren't hands-on, I'd be like, this is fine. It's no big deal. But I don't trust Vince and Bruce to do anything correctly.
Yeah, I just want to know why are they moving Triple H out of this position? Is also my concern as well. But we'll see.
Paul Levesque is all elite.
Could you imagine?
Not a chance.
Could you imagine?
I would die laughing if he ever ended up on AEW.
He would end up on AEW just to shove a sledgehammer in Cody's face, make him bleed and walk away.
Dude, remember Vince and Triple H did an angle on TV where Triple H pretty much came down and it's like, I'm sorry, Pop, like I gotta take over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Vince does that to Triple H in the NXT ring. I'm sorry, son, and he kicks him the balls.
Gotta take over.
It's mine.
You're fine. That's horrible. Oh man! So before we get started into All Out, and we're gonna run through this card rather quickly because it is getting a little bit late, and we do have to somewhat edit the show for tomorrow morning. I do want to let you guys know that if you are watching us on the stream right now, we are going to do a bit of a post show. So we're going to stop recording. We're stream's still going to be live, and we're just going to shoot the shit. That's where we're going to do like maybe some Ask the Kings, ask some questions, listen to us chit chat and talk for a little bit. So get ready for what's going to be the weekly KOTR post show for 15-20 minutes after we are done recording the audio version of the show. So let's move on. And Kay, this one you're going to take over a lot. AEW All Out is this Labor Day weekend. Kay is hosting a party. Kay, I don't know if I'm going to show up yet. It is still up in the air.
That's the general consensus.
Yeah, it is still up in the air. Finding parking would kind of be a bitch. But we'll see what happens. So All Out is this weekend, Labor Day weekend. So maximum viewing probably for a lot of people. People might be ordering it. Will's not going to order it. Will's probably going to stream it somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. You think it gets a million buys?
Yes.
2 million?
No.
Maybe.
One, 2.
I'm gonna guess 1.7.
I'm gonna go low and say 1.2 million buys.
I think 1.8.
We'll see. So, all right.
I have the
so we're going to pull up the card. We're going to try to talk about this as much as possible and see what we can get through, because I haven't watched AEW in a while. Well, it's getting kind of saucy, so, I did also have concerns about Christian becoming Impact Champion in AEW, but that's another story for another time.
I'm actually liking Christian right now. I'm entertained by him at the moment.
Him and the peeps. So what's on the card, Kay? Let's go through some heavy hitters.
All right, so for the buy-in pre-show, we have a 21-woman casino battle royal for a future title.
Tessa Blanchard's debuting in AEW.
I also think Ruby Soho is debuting.
Actually, Ruby might be the one. Never mind.
And if Ruby doesn't debut at All Out, Ruby is debuting in Queens because she's posting all these videos of her taking the train to New York.
That could make sense. I mean, Ruby in Chicago would also make sense, too.
It would.
Yeah. What else do we have?
Next, we have Paul White versus QT Marshall.
Battle Royale's on the main now. Paul White versus QT Marshall. Big Show wins.
That's actually on the card?
Uh-huh.
All right, dude, it's funny watching Dynamite because JR wants to call him Big Show so bad.
I know.
But he hasn't done it yet. He catches himself, and if he does, I'm not going to blame him. He's known him as the Big Show since 1999. Well, it's a big fart. I mean, so if he calls him the Big Show, I'm not going to give him shit for it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? QT Marshall's going to die.
Next, we have John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima.
New Japan talent. It's going to be a hard-hitting match, but Moxley will win, probably.
Alrighty. Next, we have for the AEW TNT Championship, and I'm actually really fucking hyped, Mira versus Eddie Kingston.
What color is the TNT Championship now?
Red?
Is it red? Wasn't it supposed to be green for a while?
No, it's Miro's Bulgaria colors.
Okay, because it's changing. They just need to figure out a color for that damn thing.
I want to see Eddie Kingston win, so he's the champion when they come to New York, because New York will lose their fucking shit if Eddie Kingston is.
I'm gonna root for Eddie Kingston on this.
I'm rooting for Eddie Kingston, of course, but Miro is outstanding right now.
He is.
Yeah, I think I want Eddie Kingston with the steel victory, going to Queens as champion.
If not, unless actually, Future Shock, Eddie Kingston loses the rematches at Grand Slam and he wins the title in New York.
Can
you imagine?
Also could work.
I want that. Are we ready to move on? Alrighty, for the AEW Tag Team Championship, we have the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers in a steel cage match, and I'm fucking hyped.
I feel like I've seen this match before. Who's the champions now?
Young Bucks.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They're good, dude. They're so really good though. They're
Let me guess. Matt Jackson's going to feign getting his back injured for half. Well, no, that's when they're faces. But I foresee Matt Jackson feigning his back injury for about half the match and then coming back to win by hook or by crook.
I mean, Lucha Bros are a really hot act right now, so I wouldn't be shocked if they win. But the Elite as a group are so good, I think they need to keep the belts a little longer. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Yeah,
I'm unfortunately gonna go.
The middle age.
I'm gonna go with the middle-aged Bucks, unfortunately too.
But who do we think the Bucks drop to?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. since he showed up on Dynamite the other week.
Who they dropped to?
Anybody? I even forgot AEW had a tag division. I mean, they have a bunch of tag teams.
Who do they drop to? It's a great question, Ken Murphy. I'm not sure.
Know.
Because who I thought they would drop to it's probably not.
Ooh, Fred says
FTR.
Jurassic Express.
No, they want. So if Jurassic Express was in this cage match, I would have said Jurassic Express. But the fact that they're not, I'm saying Young Bucks. I do think Jurassic Express is the right choice. But if it was gonna be Jurassic Express, they would have beat Lucha Bros and gone into.
Question for you: is this like traditional cage match rules where you got to exit? It like is a way of winning exiting the cage.
I have no idea.
Not a clue.
Okay.
I'll find out.
All right, let's move on.
Next we have.
Whoops, sorry about that.
No, you're not.
Alrighty. For the AEW Women's Championship.
Oh my God, it exists.
The Women's Championship.
Yeah, that little toy.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Stat.
Britt Baker's winning.
And I'm fucking. Well, yeah, but still, it's gonna be hype.
Yeah, Britt Baker's pretty great. She's killing it right now. She's doing really well.
She's getting a better belt. My God.
I agree. She'll probably hold the title for like a while.
Yeah. Until Deonna Purrazzo's ready to come over.
Yes.
It's Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, no, DMD is winning. What else we got?
Next we have Chris Jericho versus MJF. And if Jericho loses, he can never wrestle again.
Is it Jericho versus MJF?
Yes.
Jericho loses, he can never wrestle again?
Correct.
This would be a great way for Jericho to say goodbye.
Yeah. Here's a match I don't want to see again. Like, here's a match I just don't give a fuck about anymore. It's like, Jericho, you've lost 3 times. You're about as relevant as CM Punk's MMA career at this point. Like, this match with this feud with MJF, it's over. It's done. Like, why is this match happening? I'm not a fan. I think MJF wins again.
MJF wins. Jericho.
CM Punk beats him.
Yeah. Jericho has done what he needed to do in AEW. First ever AEW champion, put the company on his back starting out. It's been almost, 2 years now?
Mm-hmm.
He can move on.
What do we think is next for Chris Jericho?
Well, was it Fred's...
Besides Fozzy. That's
commentary, says Mr. Fretz.
That's
he goes to Japan. He has some fun in Japan again.
Unless if he loses, just because he can't wrestle anymore doesn't mean he's not going to be a fixture on AEW. So he could be fucking up MJF's life in every way.
How long is his contract for?
I don't know.
Well,
let me see.
I was about to say, because or maybe he goes back to WWE as an ultra heel.
Could you fucking imagine?
I can, actually. He'd be.
Dude, if he goes back to WWE and they sing his song, Vince would be like, "What is happening?" Vince would be so confused. He'd be like, "What? December snow?"
Okay. According to Meltzer, he signed a 3-year deal with AEW in 2019, so his contract will be up in January of 2022.
All right, so he's still got some time left.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Fozzy to finish the rest of his contract out.
Oh, and there's a one. Tony could keep him until January 2022.
1 year top up. It's a owner option.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So, Jericho has another year or 2.
We'll see what happens. Moving on.
Meaning, if he doesn't win, he's gonna probably manage or do something else.
It's gonna have to be something to get his name still out there in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
What's next in the card, Kay?
All right. Next, we have the greatest match that's gonna ever happen to me in the history of time: CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
Oh, Darby, you're gonna put on a great match with CM Punk. CM Punk's gonna make it look like $1 million, but CM Punk's winning in Chicago.
Yeah. Like, you're not gonna see any ring rust with Darby Allin. He's just gonna make you look like you never left.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really. You know what
It's who you wrestle next who might be in trouble.
Yeah. You know what I would love to see is this is I mean I've never seen something as almost as wild as this in a match. I would love to see Darby and Punk do the Cassius Ohno and Darby Allin story that they did when we were at Evolveville.
I don't think that's believable.
Unfortunately, because Punk's not big enough.
Punk's not big enough. Like, you need Cage, or
Hobbs.
you gotta get the Myrtle Hawk,
Lance Archer.
Lance Archer. You need Lance Archer to do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's nothing like the always kicking out at one, no matter what. I was like, I am a fan of this man forever and ever.
Like, yeah, dude is no sell Chris Hero. Fuck that guy.
Apparently, he's back in wrestling now.
Good, fuck him.
So, but Punk's winning. He's gonna have a grand entrance. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait.
Kay's gonna cry.
How long does the match go?
15.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think 15 is a good number.
15. You know, don't have it go short. Don't have it go long.
35 minutes, baby. Go out there.
1 hour Broadway.
I would die of joy if it was a 1 hour match.
A 1 hour Broadway means there's no finish.
But I still would like an hour CM Punk.
I
match.
bet you would like an hour with CM Punk.
I would. Next.
What was that, Kay? Come again?
Jericho versus Christian.
Oh no, we lost. Who's versus Christian Cage?
Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega for the AEW
Oh
title.
my god. Champion versus champion. 90-minute Iron Man. Shut up, Fred.
90-minute Iron Man.
So it's only the AEW title on the line, right? Kenny wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kenny wins. This is just a way to be like, oh, we have the Impact Champion on All Out, although he's an AEW talent.
Weird main event.
Very.
Weird main event.
Very.
Maybe.
I thought Punk would main event, honestly.
Him and nah. You don't.
Yeah, don't do that. That's
a lot of pressure.
That's a mistake. It's not. He can handle the pressure. It's a mistake.
Do you ever have Punk and Show Stealer, or Punk comes out first?
Kenny wins and Adam Cole comes out.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, that is going to be what our Future Shock segment is going to be. But I still say Kenny wins.
Kenny wins.
Yeah.
Kenny wins.
Kenny wins. I think All Out is going to be a pretty interesting show. I will try to catch it. Ooh, Mr. Fred says Kenny wins and Daniel Bryan debuts. It's also on the card as well.
Oh, that's right. Apparently, Daniel Bryan, he's supposed to debut in Queens, but they're saying he might be supposed to debut at All Out now because they're worried about COVID.
Isn't Daniel Bryan like an anti-vaxxer too?
Unclear. But Arthur Ashe Stadium is now requiring full vaccination to get
Yeah,
in.
so are most stadiums going to be. I think, and from...
So they can't enforce that though. Like, I was at City Field required vaccines too. I went to City Field last week. They didn't check.
They said that they're going to check.
Yeah, they say
Arthur
that,
Ashe.
but they can't. It's like so hard to enforce.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out, but
Like, City Field said they're gonna do it. I walked in without a mask. They didn't say shit. Because they know they can't enforce it. It's impossible to enforce. It would take way too long.
you'd have to design like an app for it, which they kind of already have. But
Yeah, I'm not throwing a government app. They can show that up right up their ass.
it's not good.
Yeah, I downloaded the New York City app because I'm just tired of carrying the physical card on me. It's
It's also getting old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think All Out's going to be a good show. Maybe I'll catch it with UK. I don't know yet. We will see. We will find out. But let's move on to, obviously, Future Shock. And our Future Shock is going to be targeted towards this baby right here. And it's the mystery of Adam Cole. The man has been very silent and stupidly weird on Twitter lately about everything but wrestling. But where's your best guess that Adam Cole is going to go? Adam Cole is out of contract. He is officially a free agent. He can negotiate with anybody, especially since he's out of contract with WWE now. What's the best landing spot for Adam Cole, for the baby?
I feel like AEW would, like, for his life, make the most sense. I mean, his girlfriend is AEW Women's Champion. And he would get the money he wants and deserves. He would get the booking he wants and deserves. Like, the only thing that would be hard with Adam Cole is just like all of these like star-studded debuts happening so quickly, like Punk and then Adam Cole and then Daniel Bryan and then Ruby Soho and whoever else, possibly Bray Wyatt.
Braun Strowman.
I heard Braun and Bray might go to Impact.
That could work.
It could work.
I've been thinking about this, and Adam Cole is in a really good position in terms of negotiating, but I think no matter where he goes, he's getting lost in the shuffle.
Which is unfortunate.
Like, honestly, if you want him to be the best booking in terms of being on top, he stays in NXT. I wouldn't do that. Fuck that. I'd roll the dice.
He's done everything he could in NXT.
Exactly. If he goes to AEW, there's too much star power, he's going to get lost. If he goes to SmackDown, too much star power, he's going to be lost. If he goes to Raw, he'll be lucky to be on Hulu Raw. So,
yeah.
I don't know what he should do. I think he's safe at WWE, but I would not be shocked if he showed up at AEW.
I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up at AEW. I think he stays with WWE. Just on the basis of there's still a lot of things. There's still a lot of potential talent at Adam Cole that we haven't seen Adam Cole face in WWE as compared to the talent that I believe he's already faced in, I was going to say Ring of Honor, in AEW, although there's still also intriguing talent there as well. It's a matter of who he really wants to work with, I think, at this point. He knows the WWE system. Yeah. He knows how that works. AEW is a little bit foreign, but his girlfriend's there, so he probably knows that system as well. He's sold wherever he goes. It's a matter of his personal preference. And I wouldn't want to be in his position at all. Because this is a tough decision. Yeah. He is literally the hottest free agent in wrestling. And he can go where he's in a power position, but this decision is a career-defining decision for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really hard. Do you want to be, hopefully, starting up a company that's trying to challenge WWE as the top crown, or do you want to still try to fight for your way into WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like I said, I my money's on he stays with WWE. And maybe what Mr. Fred says, he takes time off and shows up at the Rumble. Which I would love for him to take time off, show up at the Rumble, come in at 30. Little false pretense that he might win the Rumble, he doesn't. So we'll see.
Rumble's a long way away, though.
Rumble's only 4 months away, dude.
That's a whole quarter. That's far.
Yeah, and this is the down part of wrestling at the moment. Football's about to start.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a great time for him to disappear and then show up again when it gets hot. So we'll see. So good luck to the baby. But that's all we have for this show this week, unless I missed anything. Did I miss anything? We covered it all, right?
Not that I covered.
All right, that's right. We covered it all. So yeah, we're gonna be back live again each and every Wednesday around 8:30. Now that we fixed everything, I just have to fix the rest of the screens and everything, and then we're gonna come back and shoot the shit. So Will, cue that music, sir. How are Yankees doing, by the way, Will?
They won.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 264, Royalty Returns Live, because yes, I am back. Will and K. Murphy, the three amigos and the three best friends, are now back live streaming on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube each and every Wednesday night to talk about wrestling. You can find me, of course, King Ricky Rose, at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast, like on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, our secret SoundCloud, Spotify, and many others, just to name a few. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio's social media at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio on Facebook and Instagram. We still have merch. We still have our little Articles of War website that's going to be doing some updates and revamps because I just finished moving. So we've got a lot to catch up on. But until then, folks, Will, any final words?
Holy shit, Hoboken is flooded, boy. God damn, good thing I'm on a fifth floor walk-up, baby. I am Will Tarashuk, high and dry, T's and Thomas, ARASHUK. K. Murphy. I'm sorry I'm going to miss your party this weekend.
Everyone's going to miss my party this weekend. It's totally fine. I am also high and dry because I'm in a second story floor walk-up.
You're high.
And I'm high. Queens, there was a tornado warning in New York City before.
Tornado warning out by me, too.
Oh, my God. So hopefully I don't get swept away by a tornado. And you can find me across all social media platforms at the K Murphy, THEKAE Murphy.
Yes, that's right, folks. When we come back next week, we're going to talk about All Out. We're going to get our stream totally perfected from this point moving forward. And yeah, I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be moved in. I probably I'll have furniture or something in the background, maybe some belts. There's a lot of stuff I still need to create in this new canvas that I call my new apartment. So until then, folks, enjoy All Out this weekend. Enjoy whatever you're watching in wrestling. Let's pray that NXT doesn't get too much of a revamp. So until next time, folks, goodbye, good night. And if you are watching on the stream, you'll see us in a little bit right after we fade to black. And I haven't said this in a couple of weeks, but I get to say it in my new home now. Fuck you, Slack. Damn it. We'll see you soon, folks. We're going to fade to black, but don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back as we are about to do a little bit of an after-show party.
Holy shit, New York City subway looks like a scene from Titanic.
Really? Is that bad?
Yeah, man. If you follow me on Instagram, I'd fucking send it to you.
No, bro, I'm not going to do that just yet.
Oh my God, that lightning.
Yes, so we are back now. It's now officially our after show or after party. You can talk the shit with us. We'll be seeing your stuff on the stream. Maybe, you know what, I'll commission Ant to give us like a KOTR after party or after dark or after show like logo or something like that. I'm using our old like Ask the Kings logo right now just as a placeholder.
That's fine. Let's everybody Q&A. Mr. Fretz, I think you're still the only one here.
We still have 4 people on unless it's just like you.
No, I'm only here on YouTube. Mr. Fretz, ask me a question. God damn it, I dare you. I double dare you.
I triple dog dare you. Okay, I totally forgot that. Like I added your wrong Skype name for long. It's like, why isn't K on here? But I fixed it now. Wow, Garrett Cole struck out Otani twice? Or 3 times? Oh.
He strikes out a lot, dude.
But 3 times in the same... Sorry for him.
What do you think? You think Garrett Cole's Cy Young?
He's on a good pace for it. For the AL Cy Young? Who's better than him right now?
That's a good question.
MLB Talk, how do you see the wild card playing out? Ooh, it's a good question. Well, that's for you.
Hello.
As he answers the phone. What a man. Of course you're going to ask about the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are not winning the wild card, Freds. I'm telling you that right now. Actually, I don't even know what the wild card is looking like at the moment. Let me check this. Let me check the
State of emergency in Hoboken, boys and girls and everyone else in between. It's going to be a fun night.
So, So, Will, Mr. Fretz wants to know how do you think the MLB wild card is going to play out for the American League?
Sox, Yankees.
White Sox? Did we lose Will? That is both of you? Holy crap. Hang on. How did I get kicked off the call? Wouldn't you bastard just kick me off the call? Did you just kick me off the call?
How can I do that? You led the call.
I don't know how, but now we're seeing K on both screens. I was kicked off the call.
Well, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. K's on 2 screens right now. What you win?
Hey, where'd I go?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to
anyway,
be on screen.
I'm gonna switch it.
I said Red Sox Yankees gonna be fighting for that wild card 1 and 2 spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see if I switch you up. There you are, Will. Sorry. You're good.
I'm watching on YouTube.
Yeah, you're
so
good.
Yeah, no. Please, Mr. Fred.
Did I see Walter and Ilya? I did not see Walter and Ilya yet. I have not watched TakeOver yet, but I'm going.
Match of the weekend.
Will, did you watch the first one?
It was incredible.
I heard the first one was amazing.
But watch the second one because Ilya Dragunov's chest and collarbone might as well broke in half.
No, I plan on doing it. It's one of my things to do. I got to watch Marvel What If. I got to catch up on... my furniture comes next week, so I'm very happy about that. So I can stop sitting on like a freaking cooler. I brought my alcohol, Will.
Well, that's good.
What is your furniture situation?
My gaming chair. My coffee table and my 2 end tables are already here. My rugs are here. And that's about it. So I pretty much either sit on the floor, sit on my cooler full of liquor, or sit on my gaming chair.
Wow.
The most important thing that's here is the AC, because Will tell you, when we moved in... yeah, I don't have a problem with insulation. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you that right now. But that's good. Will, this TV's unreal. I can tell you right now, I do kind of want to put a sound bar with it.
I do too. No need for me to have a sound bar. I live by myself. Like, who am I trying to impress? Me?
Yeah, you could. Yes, Fretz, I have a bed. I brought my bed from my house to the new place. Really? Do I at least have a bed? Yes, I have a bed. I'm not sleeping on the floor. It's only that one night when I was just really hot. I was going to sleep and like waking up and putting together the desk and like going to sleep again, doing another step on the desk. I will tell you this, I really, really hate putting up blinds and curtains.
My curtains still aren't up.
They're the I live on the first floor.
Yeah, you have to.
And I'm like right by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like my apartment, I have in my bedroom, I have 2 windows. So one window, I have a pride flag that covers the whole window, and my air conditioner covers the bottom, so you can't see in. And the window next to my desk is totally exposed. So if you walk past my apartment right now, you'll see me podcasting. But like, yeah.
We should put like an electronic sign, like podcasting here.
Oh my god. Well, like if you look at my apartment from the street, like you can see my wrestling wall.
True. Ooh, Francis, a good question. Who is your next dream guest that is attainable? The Friends of the Show era was a good time. The Friends of the Show era was a good time. We just randomly brought out people.
And Dave wasn't a
It's another story for another time. Who is our next attainable guest? Oh my god, everybody's kind of...
Like somebody in the business?
I guess. I mean...
Well, Evolve doesn't email
Well,
us
Evolve
anymore,
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I drove by Laboon today.
Wait, you drove?
I live 10 minutes away from
You're driving
Laboon.
again?
I was in the car. No, I was in the car with my
it's
friend.
okay, you're driving?
That's a great question. Who do we want as a guest?
I want Zarian back. COVID, we were going to get Zarian back, but then I got COVID, and then it kind of it fell through.
COVID.
Darren would be tough now because he has that new deal. I wonder if he's allowed to. I mean, we'd always ask him, dude. You have the
I saw the DM. I'm like, can you do it? I would love to have. We still need to finish. I mean, we have a working relationship with those wrestling girls, so I'd love to kind of get on their show. I know it'd be really hard as a cisgender black guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I want Zeri on a bunch of my shows. So, fun fact. Pretty soon I'm gonna have 4 podcasts.
What the fuck, Will?
Yeah, it's a lot. I know. So there's obviously this one, which I'm gonna keep doing. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. But then there's another one I do, the Ambiguous Podcast Search for APS, where I interview podcasters and essentially try and sell them on joining the platform.
You've been talking about that one for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, which I should have freaking told you. So you remember Ben who helped me move in? Ben was actually I totally forgot to connect you guys. Ben was thinking about starting his own sports podcast, and I was like, you should talk to Will. I forgot.
But anyway, I would love Zarian to be on that. So I'm not going to summon anything because there's no point. But just to have him on, I think it'd be incredible. And then another podcast I'm doing is Talking with Tarasha. Where it's essentially, so creative, right?
Which
is essentially just me being Joe Rogan, where I talk to friends and people I find interesting. Yeah. So just talk for an hour about whatever. So Zarian would be great for that because we just talk about who he is, wrestling. We probably just talk about wrestling and his family, sports and Rich. I could talk to Andrew Zarian for an hour.
He's just a cool dude. He's just that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the 4th one is essentially just my autobiography. I just talk about it's like my Dear Diary. Where I talk about whatever.
Okay, so it's kind of like what I've been doing for my Tales of an Epic.
Yes,
yeah.
Tales of Epic Nature. Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be, which I have to bring back, which has kind of been on a low, obviously, because I'm moving, but I do want to finish season 2. I do have some guests I want to bring in for that. I do have a couple, I think I have 2 more monologues, or 2 more single me episodes that I'm going to do for Tales of an Epic Nature.
Okay.
One of them I'll reveal to you now. One of them is called Black Like Me. And I think the last one's going to be called Deathly Hollows. No reference.
Ooh. That's copywritten.
I'm not going to use any theme music. Yeah, right. Those are going to be my 2 solo episodes. Because I will say I did get a lot of positive feedback for when I did my COVID episode. People really enjoyed that.
Oh, good.
So that one was pretty good. My coronavirus episode. I just gotta find the time now because I'm fucking running cornhole every fucking Tuesday. It is a weird flex, but I get paid for it.
That's true. I still have to record every day. Dead ass. I've been trying to go do it, but I keep getting taken away by other things. My CM Punk solo episode, I have to come up with a name.
I thought you did it already.
I didn't get to record it yet because every day I've needed to go record it. My attention has been needed for some sort of emergency.
I gotcha. Okay, we need to figure out a time when you can
It's literally been every day.
We got to redo your episode or your series of episodes for my podcast. I don't want to do the ones that we had because it was under your former name. So I kind of want to redo it with K and not Kate.
Yes.
Want to do you a little bit more justice. We can talk about a lot more stuff because a lot of stuff has happened to us in the past year.
It is
for sure.
So windy out.
It's wild out right now. I'm literally just my street is not flooding, but it looks like it is, but it's not.
It's pretty great.
It's just the angle I'm at.
Everywhere in Hoboken is flooding, except my neighborhood, except my block.
Lucky you.
A few blocks over is flooded. All of downtown is probably underwater.
Jesus.
But uptown near me, it's really windy and there's probably a good amount of rain up there and the wind's making it look kind of waveforms and whatnot. So it looks like an audiogram on the ground. But I just opened my window and stuck my hand out. And I was like, God damn, it's really windy and it's still coming down. So,
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I think it's.
I live near the East River, so I'm not like right next to it, but like I'm like.
Okay, Mr. Fritz has a question for you, Kay. He said, "How much would you flip out if Ruby came out to Rancid?"
That's the plan. I'm gonna die. I'm really excited for it. Because Lars gave her Ruby Soho. She went on his wrestling podcast and he gave her the song and gave her permission to use it. So, and if she goes to AEW, she'll definitely be able to use it.
Mr. Fred said he got his first vaccine shot.
Yay! Congratulations.
Fred, there's no need to be terrified of a second dose of Moderna. You're gonna have a little bit of because I had it, Fred. I had my side effects on the first shot because I actually had COVID. You probably didn't feel anything on your first shot of Moderna because you've never had COVID because you've been safe. So good job to you, Freds. But I would recommend that you take the day off a day or 24 hours into your second shot. So just don't work that next day. Just kind of see how you feel. You might feel a little bit feverish. You might feel a little fatigued. For me, Freds, it only lasted 24 hours. A little bit of a brain fog, too, because I felt that for a little bit. For me, like I said, it lasted 24 hours. I fell asleep that day. I woke up, and I felt it was like nothing ever happened to me. So,
yeah, I had side effects for the first shot as well, and I got Pfizer. Second shot, nothing.
Yeah.
I also had Pfizer. I was fucked up from both, but the first one was worse for me. The first one knocked me out. I was out of commission for like a day and a half.
Well, Fretz, what took so long? Is this it wasn't available in Canada, or is this you just didn't?
From what I've heard, when I was speaking to Super Canadian Fan, I guess within the last month, their scheduling is horrible. Like she got her first shot in like June, and then like her second one wasn't scheduled till sometime in August. I'm like, that's not scientifically accurate. How are you supposed to do this?
No.
You know.
You guys gonna take boosters? What do you think with the booster shots?
Yeah, see why not if it's offering to.
I'll take it.
I mean,
I need a lot of scientific data as to why I should get a booster shot and why it's not just a big fucking money grab to the pharma industry. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely some people who would need booster shots, but the fact that everybody's gonna need them,
you get
I'm
flus
not
are
buying
booster shots too. Flu's a booster. A flu shot's a booster shot for the most part.
Flu shot's a booster shot. Yeah, I don't get that either.
Because they never got rid of the flu, and so it keeps mutating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, also because like every time I got the flu shot as a kid, I got sick.
Mm-hmm.
I got pretty sick actually,
really?
And because I had with my asthma, they couldn't give me the actual live one, so they had to give me a dead one.
Oh.
So it didn't make any sense as to why I got sick. But I got it like 3 years in a row, and I got sick, and I haven't gotten it since. I have never gotten the flu.
Yeah.
So,
well, there you go.
It's probably not the best reason not to get the flu shot, but just I don't get flu shots. But like I forget what shot I got. I got my latest round of shots.
Yeah.
Not last year, the year before. Might have been HPV or something else.
Mr. Fred.
But Doc's like you're due. I'm like, all right.
Mr. Fred, don't worry, it doesn't make you look bad. There are a lot of people who are like that. I'm not going to get in until it's mandated, if that makes sense. There's a lot of people who are holding out, and I get that. I wasn't. I was like, shoot me up, please.
Same.
Shoot me up as quick as possible. But also, like, I work in, like, healthcare, technically, and, we have a clinic, and so we're offering it up to, like, employees, friends, and families since we have a clinic. So I can literally, like, jump out of my office, go into the clinic, be like, shoot me up, boom, good, and go back to work.
That's great.
I didn't want it. I wasn't, like, super against it, but I was in the camp of, I don't think I need it. And then, like, once the Delta variant started getting going, so literally 2 weeks after, a week or two after I got my first shot, Delta was, like, starting to really hit the U.S. I was like, oh, good thing, good timing on my part. What got me was my cousin gave birth to her first child last April, and then just gave birth to her second child, like, a few weeks ago. And she's just like, no one in the family is allowed to see these babies unless you are vaccinated.
Mhm.
And I was just like, yeah, that's not an argument to win.
No.
So it's either I just deal with it and get the shot, or I just don't get to see them. So I was like, fuck it. Fuck it. You know, so everyone's gonna have their reason for eventually getting it, or their reason is for not wanting to get it. And I'm gonna say, like I said in the show, like, I think you should get it, but if you don't want to get it, I'm not gonna judge you.
Yeah, pretty much. I would highly encourage that you get it.
I'd highly encourage it. I mean, kids, I'm not a parent, so I don't know if when it comes to kids getting vaccines, it's like I don't know. That's just the whole can of worms. I know
that like I think it's for I know out on Long Island, you had to get a certain amount of vaccine shots, or else you weren't allowed to go to school.
I got shots all the fucking time.
Yeah, I feel like I got shot up a lot as a kid.
Like for school, like, you know, people make an argument like you need these shots in order to go to school, but all of those shots have been tested and backlogged for decades.
Very true.
This shot's been around since December. And remember, it was Trump's shot. Remember, Kamala Harris said in the debate with Mike Pence, "I do not trust Donald Trump's vaccine."
Did she?
Whoops. She did. It's the exact same shot. Like, this is Trump's vaccine. Remember that.
What do you mean it's Trump's vaccine? Can you explain?
This is the one he developed with Warp Speed.
Oh, Operation Warp Speed.
Operation Warp Speed. This is the vaccine under Trump's program, and Biden just continued it as he should have. You know, but Biden, Kamala, and a bunch of other like Democrats and liberals on Twitter is saying, I don't trust this shot. So they were the first vaccine hesitant ones. So I don't know why the fuck they're so up in arms about people being vaccine hesitant.
Makes sense. You know, and the more I studied I guess you would say the technology around the vaccine.
It was the
mRNA. The more I got comfortable with it, because it made scientific sense to me.
From what I understand, it is a new technology, because, like, you know, a shot like this takes at least a few years.
It wasn't necessarily new. It was more so. It's from what I gathered. It's been studied for like my entire lifetime, like 30 years. It was just never used on this wide of a scale. That was the difference. Right. But I was like, you know, and this is the first time ever they were like, hey, this might be the time to use it. You know, it's one of those things like, you know, break in case of emergency. And somebody was like, hey, we got this thing we've been kind of fucking with for a very long time. This might work here. Let's give it a shot.
And so far it's been very effective. A lot of people looking stupid in courtrooms trying to put keys to their forehead. You see those videos, dude? It's so funny. People say you get vaccinated, you become magnetized, and they're trying to put their car key to their forehead, and it just falls off. It's like, you people are so dumb.
Oh my god, that's great.
Joe Rogan has COVID now, and people are all jumping on him, saying he deserves it. It's just like,
well, did Rogan say he didn't want to get it?
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure. So he's had a lot of criticisms for being anti-vax, which he really isn't. Like, someone who listens to his show religiously, like, he has said some foolish things. Like, he said no one knew in the beginning that you could get it. You could get COVID even if you're vaccinated, which isn't true.
Yeah.
They did say it from the beginning. Like, this isn't gonna make sure 100% sure you don't get COVID.
Yeah.
That's never been a thing. So he is wrong about that. But he also said, like, listen, if you're young, healthy, you eat right, you exercise, you probably don't need the vaccine. If you want it, go get it. And people read that as anti-vax.
No, that's not true. I mean, that's a general statement for anything. Like, if you're healthy and you're young and you keep in shape and you eat right, you're probably never gonna get fucking sick. That's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have any pre-existing conditions and, you know, you run a mile a day, you know, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, you know, take your vitamins, you're probably good. Yeah.
And he also doesn't like vaccine mandates. He thinks it's one step closer towards
vaccine
a
mandates
dictatorship.
for a while.
Which in some circumstances I think is absolutely true, but in other circumstances I think a mandate's 100% necessary.
You got to keep the species alive. You know. What do you say about vax? We're getting vax passports, so I got ahead of the curve. I mean, I feel like there are countries already that require you to have certain vaccinations anyways, or else you can't go in. It's like the vac passport thing is kind of a thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I,
don't care about
I
it.
think specifically in New York City, when they say they're gonna have a mask passport, a vaccine passport, you gotta have your card with you at all times. Like, they can say that, but how do you enforce that?
So, from what I've experienced, and I think it's starting like you have to show it. Everything started the 13th. Um, like I've been seeing. I downloaded the app today actually, where it's like New York
Isn't it
City
called the Excelsior
something,
Pass?
and you put you. No, it's
Oh, New York
something
City has
else.
their
Hold
own
on, what's it
thing.
called? Yes, this is called NYC COVID Safe. So you add a picture of your vaccination card, and if you want to, you can also put a picture of your ID in there as well. So like your driver's
Gotcha.
license, state ID, and you can also, if you had a PCR test taken, you can add that as well. So if you need to go into an event, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, all that stuff is there.
Listen, I feel like it's allowed to be I feel like the Excelsior Pass trumps that.
I tried to do the Excelsior Pass and it
Really?
wouldn't work. Yeah, it was crashing, and it was saying like I didn't exist when I do.
Hey, you don't exist. It's so cute.
I know. I do not want to be perceived, and the government, in fact, did not perceive me.
I don't like the government. Fuck the
Same.
government. Small government all the way, baby.
Yeah, we tried that. It was called Articles of Confederation. It did not work so well.
No, that was disorganized government. Like, I'm a big proponent of states' rights, but some things definitely need to be. They didn't have.
We also
federal
had
banking.
all different currency.
That's what I mean. Federal banking. They didn't have federal. That's exactly what I mean by federal banking. You need federal banking. Like, what? You need federal banking. You need federal taxation. Like, duh.
How do I get my pass? Do I do a new pass for Excelsior?
That's only for New York, right? So me being in New Jersey, I can't get access to it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
You could try.
I'm not going to. I don't want to. I'm not giving them government information they already have. No thank you.
Well, it's not like you're giving them anything new.
Exactly. But still, it's all right. So if you download a government app on your phone, the government can have full access to the rest of your phone.
Yeah,
I
the
guarantee.
government doesn't have access to your phone.
I don't know
to
how.
begin with.
To an extent, they probably do. To an extent, they probably do. Like, so I saw a video today. So apparently, if you have like an Amazon Echo or a Dot, you can ask Amazon for a copy of all the data they have on you. So this
What?
woman did it, right? And they sent her a zip file, and it had over 3,500 audio files of her talking to her Alexa. But it also had her geolocation with an Excel sheet that had the exact locations of her 3 devices, longitude, latitude, country, zip code, everything. It also had a spreadsheet of all of her contacts in her phone, which she didn't give access to through the Amazon Echo.
Damn.
So they have everything
Oh yeah.
on you. Everything. And they sell the shit out of it. Which, how is that legal? I mean, at least they're only using it to make money, whereas the government uses it for control. But goddamn, like, that's what Joe Rogan's talking about with vaccine passports. Like, it's a form of control.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other things that are form of control. So is a Social Security card.
I guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
we're gonna
no.
get Social Security.
No, we're working till we're dead. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah.
We are working till we're dead.
Hey, do
Who,
you know
me
what
or
you did?
Kay? Oh,
Yes.
I know you
Not
do.
a lot. I
What?
only have like 4,000 in debt. It's not a lot.
I wish.
I went to beauty school.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I'll do it.
And yeah.
There's some people paying $700 a month in student loans. I'm like, what
Yeah,
the
nah, B.
How is that? I would die.
That's almost half my
Yeah,
rent.
nah, B.
Same.
Not about that at all. Yeah, I just wanted to be canceled. I should have gone to a for-profit like school that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, Biden's canceled $8 or $9 billion
Which is like
of student loan
1%.
debt. Not even. It's a fraction of 1%. So, $1 billion was for fraud universities, which, and then the other 8 or 7 was for recently he did an executive order for students with disabilities.
Oh wow, good.
So, but now it's like, okay, you have the authority to do all the rest, then, right? Oh no, he'll say no, but no, you do.
Yeah, because you just did it. You just did it.
Yeah. Oh,
I really hope or he can assign someone else to do it.
He has until maybe a parliamentarian. No, he has until so he extended the moratorium, not the moratorium,
The student loan forgiveness.
Until January 1st. So I don't have to make
no January 31st.
Yeah, it's January 31st.
Oh, no,
I got
no,
an
you're
email.
correct. Yeah, so January 31st, and you have to start making payments again. Then interest rates go back up.
Yeah, man, sit.
He has until then to cancel it. I haven't made payments, but I've been saving money.
Yeah, I'm sitting pretty. I'm balling out for a while until I'm able to have to do it again.
Feel that.
But until then, folks, let's get going out of here so you can finish up the show. It is late. We need to go. Oh, did you really?
I already uploaded it. We're good. Yeah, I listened back to it a little bit. You can't hear it. There's no ad breaks, so it took me just threw a few effects on, just lowered the volume a little bit.
Okay, well, yeah, let's get the fuck out of here so I can put my AC back on. I'm going to work on putting the show together and all that stuff. And maybe I'll play some video games and all that hot stuff. And I'll update my Excelsior pass. So anyway, folks, yeah, thanks for joining us for KOTR After Dark. KOTR After Dark, that's what we're going to call it. Yeah, we'll do it. Anyway, we will see you later, folks. Bye.